Alright everybody, welcome to the midweek tweak. We're going to look at the stock market, see where we're at the middle of the week, heading towards the weekend. We're going to have a short week of trading, so midweek tweak, maybe a little bit different than usual. Alright, so let's take a look at the charts and get it figured out. Alright, so we're looking at Bitcoin here. We see it trying to push a little bit higher. Had this bullish harami looking thing. I don't know if it counts because of this tail, but it definitely has this body within this body. And so, Bitcoin looks like it wants to try to push higher, but we have this overhead resistance with this $116,000 area, the 20 and the 9.8 SMA, but we'll see what happens because the 200 coming up underneath acting as support, and so far it's been finding some support around 107,000. So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin and see where that goes from there. Next up is going to be the oil, and oil had a big pullback, but didn't close below this bar here on Friday. Alright, but it did pull back, but this big bar of the pullback is still within the body of this bar here on Friday. So Wednesday's bar still hasn't taken out Friday's bar. So we won't worry about it too much, but it is definitely taking on the posture as if it wants to continue going lower. We do have the overhead 200 simple moving average. We do have the overhead 150 day. We got the 20 coming underneath us to act as some support. So we'll see how it plays out. But currently, it is in what could be what I consider to be a down market. We'll see what oil will continue to do from here. Alright, but the pre-market looks like it wants to kind of sell off still. So let's take a look at Ethereum. And Ethereum is trying to push higher, just like Bitcoin. With Ethereum, looks like it may want to pull back some more. Bitcoin, on the other hand, looks like it wants to continue going higher. So we'll see how that plays out. Gold continues to push higher. A nice big bar on yesterday on the 2nd of September. Gotta find some support to continue higher. So we'll see what happens with gold. But gold currently is looking bullish. Next up is natural gas, and natural gas is trying to push higher. Got some overhead resistance coming up, but it definitely is trying to look positive. But it is in a down market because it is below the 200 simple moving average and 150, and but we'll see what happens with that. They're still kind of flat. They're not really curved over facing downward, so they may be soft enough to push through here in at some point. Next up is the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is below the 20 and the 9 and 8 SMA, so be careful with it. It may put in a little green bar today on Wednesday, but then we may get a red bar tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. So be careful with the NASDAQ, currently in neutral posture. So it doesn't look like it wants to go positive or negative. It just kind of looks like it wants to float around in this area and maybe consolidate some more. So we'll see how it plays out. Next up is silver, and silver is run to some resistance, and at $42. but it definitely is still looking positive. We run into some resistance, so give it a day or two to see if we're going to push higher or pull back. Pre-market looks like it wants to pull back. Next up is the Dow, and the Dow has come back, found some support at the previous high, and looks like it wants to continue going higher. We'll see how it plays out today. Put in this nice little doji yesterday on the 2nd. So if we open up higher and start to push higher, most likely that's the way we're going to continue to flow. Alright, the Dow is looking bullish. Next up is corn, and corn's giving a little bit of a pullback. It still has this overhead resistance coming in with the 150 and the 200s, but we do know that it's getting some nice flow coming in, pushing higher right now with these nice sized bars. So keep an eye on that one. We may get a little bit of a pullback back into here at around I don't know what price is that, 414, around 414 dollars, and find some support and then push higher to retest this 435. But currently corn is looking bullish. And that's it for the midweek tweak. We're going to take a quick look at Tesla, because Tesla looked like it wanted to start pushing back higher. Now we got Tesla's about to open up at around $300.34, which put it in a nice little gap up, which actually would kind of look like we're doing a morning star reversal. And if that's the case, much like we did down here, we can expect a nice push up in the coming weeks. Alright, so we may get this same push here, which would be a pretty decent push. Alright. Okay, so if we get something like that, maybe at some point we're going to come back to close that. Okay, we may be pushing past that most recent high and make a new high. Alright, that's kind of the goal right now with Tesla, so we'll see what happens in the next few days coming. We know we got a short week this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or what we have left. Today is Wednesday, so look for something there. If we can get these next 2 days to come in and push higher without having any pullback this week, and we know that we're ready to run and retest that most recent high on Tesla. I noticed that Walmart looks like it wants to push higher. Found some support here at $97, $96. It's got the 200s and the 150 underneath. Used the 150 as support right here, and now it's starting to head higher. So keep an eye on Walmart. Walmart looks like it wants to run back up and retest this $105 area. I'm going to give you one more, and that's going to be Rocket Lab, because Rocket Lab looks like it wants to go up and retest its previous high at 53.44. So yeah, Rocket Lab looks like it wants to go and make a new high. So we'll see what happens once it gets here. Alright, that's all I got this morning for the midweek tweak. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be careful out there. These markets are crazy.